Addiction is not a death sentence.
You are now about to witness the greatest show on earth.
Music in Mayhem.
Music in Mayhem.
I'm Manny Vitale.
It's Skylar Ray, baby.
This is Music in Mayhem.
Good Wednesday evening, everybody. How the heck you doing? I'm Manny Vitale, co-host of Music in Mayhem, with, of course, the one and only Skylar Ray. And today is, I almost said the wrong date. Today is Wednesday, May the 7th. And it is absolutely beautiful here in Detroit, Michigan. Going through all this crazy ass weather, but it's sunny, 75. Let's pop OG in here real quick.
Hey,
there
all.
she is.
How are ya?
And yeah, don't mind her voice either, because she's just been laughing her ass off for the last 10 minutes during going over the scheduling and stuff. And once she starts, it's over.
Yeah. Well, he shared his bronchitis with me. Thank you.
Hey,
so much.
you know what? You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as always,
hi, Donald Blow. Donald's on already.
Donald, how you doing,
Donald.
brother?
And thank you, Donald. I'll figure it out when I get home tomorrow.
And Donald, thank you for all of your stuff and all the people that you've been sending this way. Definitely appreciate you, Ryan, and the rest of the gang over there. Let's get Skylar Ray in the house. Bam!
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
And, I just saw your I just noticed the hoodie, which we will be in August to see our brother,
right.
Coach Anthony Morrissey, Mimi, and the whole Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. The whole family from all over the country together. It's for a great cause. You really can't beat it. It's an event to honor all those we have lost to overdoses. And it really sheds light that it can happen to anybody, right? And that's what the important part about this event is. Not only is there going to be good music, right? Not only is there going to be food and everything like that, but it's really to honor them and let them know they are not forgotten, and to really shed light on the family members that have to go on without them, right? And speaking of that, I did some research since last time we talked about the 1-800 number. That number is not getting shut down.
Okay, good.
What they are doing, they cut funds for the LG. I don't want to butcher it, but
I know all the initials.
Yes, yes.
LBG.
Shout out to that community. Absolutely beautiful people. Love them. But they cut the funding towards that. But the rest of the 800 number is going to be active, and people can still call in and things like that.
Yeah, so. Can't remember. Was that Donald, or I can't remember who was? Oh no, that was John Toole. John Toole. Yes. Yep. So I'm glad I totally forgot about that. So
I went out there afterwards. I was like, said something to Kayla, and she's like, "Why are they doing?" I was like, "I don't know. That's insane, though." And Kayla starts doing her research, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, we love Kayla.
That's just like OG. I'll sit there and say something. Next thing you know, all I see is this again.
Yeah.
She's, what are you doing? Well, just checking. And well, then it starts out. Actually, I just stopped. Nick's in the house. Donald's in the house.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, it just didn't make any sense when he said that. Oh, they're getting rid of the suicide hotline.
That would be so crazy. That would be so crazy because it is such a big thing, right? It sucks that they're cutting funds towards that part of the community. I don't know why. It's not fair, obviously. But I'm glad the line is still up, which I'm sure they could still access. It's not like they say, "Are you?" and then they cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a lot of things happening. I'm really ignorant to a lot of stuff. I don't really pay attention, and then things just happen, and I kind of just go with the flow. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. I tend to survive. I think it's survival instincts that way.
No, you're right.
What happens now? And I'm like, all right, we'll make it work.
No, that's good too, because for me in the past, man, it was like, what? And then that just give me something else to blow up about.
Yeah.
And then most of the time too, it was in the past, it would be blowing up, and then I'd have people say, "Is this that's why I love it now. Is this something you can change?" No. Well, then let it go. Let it go.
That's why I like the serenity prayer, right? I think a lot of sayings, a lot of the sayings that come from recovery, they're cliche and they're corny, but they actually make a lot of sense. But one thing I do try to remind myself is the serenity prayer, that God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage, you know what the wisdom,
Yeah.
the difference. I just butchered it. It's okay.
That's okay.
I know
Okay.
how it goes. OG, say it for us.
Oh, I don't know the prayer.
and
Okay,
I love
fair enough. But you guys know what I'm talking about.
And the cool thing with that is just like you said with these phrases, they are kind of like corny, no shit, but it's like the basis. This is the foundation, and it makes sense if you follow it. You don't have to come up with some huge off the wall flashy phrase.
Yeah,
just accept the things that I cannot change, you know, or what, just how else it goes. But yeah, man, and it's just like if you do that, you know, instead of me, like there were times, man, I'd be beating my head against the wall, so pissed off. It's like, do you feel better? No. Did it change anything? No. And you know who's upset? You. The people that are doing this could care less. So I was like, Angela's in the house.
Like
Angela says, have
oh.
that saying in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Angela just popped up there. Donald just put
man, you can call 211.
Yeah, I just
That's
I didn't
nice.
know that.
That's good.
But yeah.
I think Michigan is 411.
What's that?
There's a number in Michigan.
I think Portland's like 411 or something for like resources and like housing. And like if you have general questions or like stuff like where to find stuff in the community, I think it's 411 in Portland.
Yeah.
There was I had a sheet of paper that was taped up here that's in this mess somewhere, but
it said
Susie the Wonder Dog took it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's another thing too. Susie's laying there on her back, and I'd always talk about, like, look at that big old belly. Today, I'm sitting there looking at it, and I swear to God, I thought I heard her say, yeah, "Who's laughing at who now, bitch? Look at your belly." And I'm like, that grin.
Oh, Dad, you getting big.
Oh, God, it's so funny. I'm sitting there laughing at myself so much at work. People are coming in to tease me, and I'm laughing already. And they're like, "Man, will you shut up so we can make fun of you?" I'm like, "Get in line."
Yeah.
Let's see, Mr. Positive. What does Mr. Positive have to say?
For you.
Did you ever eat at? Is that you?
No, it's a question for you.
Oh, did you ever eat at Plato's Coney Island in Canton? Sorry to get off topic, Mr. Positive. Spot on, except the things I cannot. There you go. You know what, Mr. Positive, I have not. But when it comes to food, obviously, we're back. But I will look into it. And a big shout out to Greg. Gregory, thank you so much for being on not only this, but anything, the shows and the posts. Definitely love seeing you on and appreciate your support. Everyone knows Mr. Positive. Check him out and his page.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys go show some love, guys. And check it out. If you guys are celebrating any clean dates, recovery dates, drop them in the comment section so we could celebrate with you guys and highlight them. What you guys are doing is absolutely incredible.
And Donald typed in the prayer. If you want to
read God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
Thank you, Donald.
Amen.
You know what's funny is, like we said about them cliche sayings is I'll catch myself because anytime I do like public speaking, I never prepare. I never write notes. I don't want to stress myself out there because I'll get in my head like, oh, I'm supposed to say this or, you know. And so I always come off the top. And it's crazy because sometimes I'll be going off the top and I'll be like, and I'll feel, I don't know if I do it, but I always almost feel like my head tilt because I'm like, oh, that's that recovery saying. You know, and sometimes I'll be saying something, I'll be like they say in recovery, blah, 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 blah. And it'll be exactly what I'm breaking down or paraphrasing.
Yeah.
It's like, that's crazy. I never thought about it. And I started doing that over the last few years. And I found like 4 or 5 sayings that are going along with my speech. And I was like, I think these things are real. These sayings are actually real and helpful, right?
Yep. I do the same thing where I'm just like you, man. I don't script anything. I don't plan anything. I might have some like little bullet points where like, oh, that's right, I want to talk about this, and then just let it roll. But just like you, I'll do the same thing. And then there'll be sometimes I'll finish. And after the show's over, I'll look at OG. I'm like, was that even a word? Did I just make up a word? And she's laughing. Or she'll just say, where did you come up with that? I'm like,
he'll come up with some stuff.
I don't know. Whoa. But it's like, I think it's from what you said. By listening to all these other amazing different sayings and prayers and all that, and they just kind of blend together.
They do. They do. And here's the thing, real quick, Angela, shout out for 6 years sober today. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Angela.
You are absolutely amazing. No, Manny, it's funny because the other day I said something and I said reportedly something. And I was like, or is it report? And I was like breaking it down. I was like, and Kayla's like, is that even a real word? I was like, I'm not sure. So OP, is reportedly a real word?
Reportedly, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know, when you think about something so hard to get in your head and like words sound fake and stuff. So I kept saying it and I was like, I don't think that's a real word.
It's like either you talk, it's like, well, of course it is. And then I've done the same thing where it's like, that ain't a word.
It just sounds
well,
so funny.
It is now.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, if you guys get a chance, please share this for us so that maybe your friends might be able to see it, right? Go ahead and click share. You guys are wondering how you could support. That is how you guys are doing it. And first off, you don't owe us anything. I'm just happy you guys are here. You guys are wonderful. But if you guys want to share it, grateful. Leave a comment. It helps with algorithms. And plus, we get to see your pretty little faces and names pop up on the side. And we get to celebrate with you guys, right?
Yeah.
Manny, I've seen a crazy topic. And I'm very intrigued because at first I thought one way, and then I started doing the research and seeing enough videos, and I'm thinking the other way. You guys may have seen this, guys. The question is, who would win in a fight, 100 men versus one gorilla? It could be a silverback gorilla. We're talking no weapons, no nothing, right?
100 men.
What is your strategy that you guys would choose to win, right? This is hand-to-hand combat, 100 men versus one gorilla. Manny, what do you think?
I'm number 100. That's my strategy.
Shit.
Out of 100 men, I'm going to be number 100. Okay? Once they get through number 99, I'm hoping he's choking on like a shoulder or a foot. And then by that time, I can just put him in sleeper hold. But man, I heard this exact same thing on this radio station on 97.1 The Ticket. They were talking about it. And it went just like you said.
Yeah.
People were like, well, that was stupid, man. 100. Once, you're going to lose at least the first 10, 15 right off the bat. But then you're good. Then you start thinking just like you did.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Did you see what he just literally took his head off with like this?
Here's the thing. I think of course, there's so many variables. What man are we talking about? Do we get to pick 100 men? Are we talking about Brock Lesnar? Are we talking about Aaron Donald? Are we talking, you know what I'm saying? Are we talking linemen? Yeah. Are we talking 100 average Joes? You just pick 100 people randomly? Are they going to be drafted? Right? Is there going to go ahead and be, the top of the top? Are we talking about senior citizens on that? Like that's 10 of your people, right? There's all types of questions. My thing is, initially I thought men. Right, because I figured there's 100 men, there would be casualties, and I see a lot of people saying gorillas, right? Here's the thing, though, is people are going to be so messed up when arms and legs go flying when they bite into your head. So a gorilla has 1,400 pounds of psi on a bite. That is twice as strong as a lion. On top of that, it could hit up to 1,700 pounds of pressure on a hit. That is enough to crush a human skull on contact. So imagine your head just turns into jello and he's just popping heads, ripping limbs. My thing is, if we had 100 men, we could pick the men and they were determined and they were brainwashed like some Clockwork Orange, right? And they, no matter what, they didn't feel fear. There was no like hesitation. Maybe if you picked 100 men in prison and you said if you get out, you're free, but they're getting ready to do like death row.
Death row, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not getting out. Like you're gonna literally get like death by electric chair next week if you don't beat this gorilla. There might be a chance, but my thing is I'm going with the gorilla. Me and Kayla were talking about this. Kayla has never wavered from the gorilla. But I was wondering, I know you get no weapons. But here's the thing: do we have clothes?
Yes, you could choke them out with your
clothes. Can we choke them out if we tie a bunch of shirts together? Can you stuff enough shirts in their mouth that they can't bite nobody? Can you tie them down with your pants? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like,
man,
we gotta get creative now.
You're talking about fighting a freaking gorilla. I mean, it's like the old WWE cage match, no holds barred, and all that. And that radio station I was listening to, they were talking about some of the same things you said. Can they pick the people? Then the one said, what are they fighting for? And I'm like, well, their lives. And they're like, well, no. Is it if they don't do it, will their family die? But if they beat the gorilla, their family lives. The one was, what if they were inmates, death row? They threw all these different scenarios in it to try to like change your thinking.
That is the only chance.
Yeah.
I think that is the only chance, Manny, because here's the thing. I don't know a human alive. I'm sure there's some psychopaths or somebody that wouldn't react to like arms getting ripped off. But I don't care who you are, soldier, any of these things. Like, if you start to see heads getting squished and arms ripped off, and you know you're about 10 people away, like you might hesitate when he's swinging, right? You might. I'm sure that margin of error went through the roof. You're panicking.
Oh, without a doubt. I was listening to some of the callers, and they were talking the same thing. And it was so funny because they were going from complete logic to like crazy shit, and like you said, but. Just the topic alone, it was so funny because people were getting heated. They're like, "Are you stupid? I used to," and then we're going back and forth. But yeah, I mean, I heard that, and that topic went on. I heard it on the morning show on the way home from work. It was still going on different shows there the whole day,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, too. So I was looking at a thing. They were like trying to figure out their strength, right? So an average silverback gorilla, say if he walked into a Gold's Gym and started doing maxes, right? Mm-hmm. They can max bench press up to 2,200 pounds and deadlift up to 2,800 pounds. So the average silverback is benching 2,200 pounds, and the world record for a human. I'm not talking about the average. So gorillas weigh 2,200. That's average, right? That's average small fry. Like you're just a regular silverback.
You're the run.
A human, I think that like I could be wrong, but it was somewhere in the 700s. I want to say it was like
it's over 1,000. It's the guy from is it Iceland? Not Iceland.
Well, put it this way, my little ass did 400.
Yeah.
Well, I should say my fat ass. My fat ass did 400 about 30 years ago.
Jake's done 700, over 712. But no,
That
there's a guy,
crazy.
Thor.
But still,
whatever.
Oh, the mountain guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the guy who plays off of Game of Thrones, right?
Exactly. He's the one. He's over 1,000, but not much over 1,000, but still.
Okay, you get 10 guys against the mountain. 10 guys just against him.
He might take out like 5 or 10 himself.
You know what? Just let's a little more realistic now. You get a man again. So if you take a man, you take that dude, and if you know those who maybe not know who we're talking about, the guys are just freaking. He's just like, oh, come on. I mean, the only fight with me and him would be my 9 or my 40 or my 45, and a whole
We're getting clobbered,
bro. But so far we've only got Amber. Amber said gorilla.
No,
I'm sorry, Angela. Angela.
His name
Angela, Amber. You guys, who would win in a fight? 100 men versus a gorilla, no weapons. Let us know in the comment section.
Amber.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff would happen if you're gonna tell me like we could pick the 100 men and you can guarantee me they won't hesitate. But now we're talking about different. I get like the pick 100 men because that's that, but to tell me they won't hesitate, that's nothing to predict, and like that's like some magic fantasy world. Right?
Amber is like all over this. Amber's like gorilla, the beast, gorilla.
And the guy's name is Hathor Bornson.
That's the mountain.
Okay.
What was his weight?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
That's the guy that plays the mountain, right?
Yeah.
That guy. So
deadlifted 1,104 pounds.
Okay. How much did he bench press?
God, I guess.
Well,
either way, it don't matter.
It don't matter. But I'm just saying, he does the strongman competition. They don't do a chest press.
Okay. I
think
do
the like carry
somewhere like the heaviest that like world record for like a human bench pressing was like 775 or something.
Jesus.
But that's the thing is like this average gorilla is doing 2,200.
Yeah.
You know,
we're not talking about. The gorilla's got it.
You don't want to run into an alpha silverback.
I don't want to run into any of them, man.
Luckily, the silverback gorillas are actually pretty peaceful.
And that's the thing.
Luckily.
Is like most of them, like gorillas would run. If there was like 100 men with like screaming and yelling, they would run. Right?
Yeah. Oh,
they wouldn't stay around. They wouldn't fight. Just like if we were surrounded by 100 of anything, we're running. If we don't have guns,
fight or flight, man. I mean, we're not. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my God! So we got Nicky, we got Star, and Mr. Positive. Yeah, I mean the Barbarian. I remember those boys. Mr. Positive. I remember training. I don't know if you remember the weight station gym on Gratiot. It was a little box dungeon, and we used to, when the Barbarians, we used to work out in there or work out. Everyone started wearing their cut-off jeans, their cut-off flannel shirts, and their work boots became gym attire. But these guys would come in there and just tear shit up. M2 The Rock.
7 days into a detox.
I'll take out any.
Hey,
you know what?
All we need is 2 rocks. All right, we need Dwayne The Rock Johnson and M2 The Rock.
M2 The Rock.
There you go.
We might need a third person. We might need a third person, Rock, just because we need someone to witness this. All right.
I'll witness.
We need someone to come back and report it.
That's as far as mine goes. I'll be reporting. I'll be the reporter.
Did you read what Mr. Positive wrote about what he does?
Man, I tell you, big boy.
You're amazing.
Yes.
He said, "Love silverback gorillas, 500 pounds, such power."
But what he's done,
I've done almost 500 and squat 7. And I know, like I said, the Barbarian Brothers, and that's what. Like I said, Greg, if you remember on Gratiot in 12 or 13, somewhere around there, 14, the old weight station gym, I worked out there, and everyone knew George the Greek was just a beast. That was everyone. And if you're still on here, Mr. Positive, George the Greek was just a monster. And I stayed away from that. I was probably 19, 18 years old when I started training. This guy, his shoulders were just huge bowling balls and stuff. For whatever reason, man, he this guy was so freaking big and scary. I'm like, who is that? The owner, Tony, was like, just stay away from him. I'm like, don't worry. I don't even look at him. One day I'm sitting there working out. I just started, and I'm working out, and I'm watching everybody, see what they're doing. Then they'd leave, and I'd go over and I'd do what they were doing. And after about a month or so of this, all of a sudden I feel this claw come down, bang, right on my shoulder. And I turn around and it's him. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, pissing on myself. And he's like, I see what you're doing. You're watching these morons, these idiots. You don't know what they're doing. And he's yelling at me. And I'm like, he goes, "I see you've been here at the same time." He goes, "Be here tomorrow." He goes, "You're training with me now."
Whoa.
He took me under his wing, and I started working out with this guy for years. And he was just a beast. Everyone knew this guy. He was a legend in the Detroit area. I don't know. Yeah. There you go. Yes, Mr. Positive knows him. And he used to train or bounce at Lenote's Bar on Groesbeck. I'd walk in there at 19 years old. Didn't even have an ID or nothing. George would move the crowd. Me and my people would come in. He'd have a table for us. I mean, that's
incredible.
Oh, we glad to hear
crazy. M2 The Rock wants to hear you freestyle a rap.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Manny.
You know what, M2? You would rather take on that gorilla by yourself than hear me and hear this voice do anything. I'm the one that goes like this. And now you got the one and only Skylar Ray. Bam. That's that. Yeah. And then
rapping in himself. Yeah.
Oh,
ain't a gorilla, but I could beat 100 men off.
Yeah, but M2, man, it was so good to have you on with us and all that stuff. Not only on with us in Oregon when you came on, but again, the other night, a couple weeks back with us.
Great.
Here. Great show. And definitely looking forward to doing more work with you. Yes. Was it November? Aren't you? Is it already set up with you? With you and M2?
No, I'm waiting for the dates.
Oh, that's right. But so what a pleasure, man. We had M2 The Rock on, not only Music and Mayhem, but also here on My Fight Our War, and what a great show! Positive feedback. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, he was. The Rock was rocking.
Oh yeah, I
There
mean,
you go.
had some just awesome stuff. But yeah, I love that. That was something you want that controversy. 100 men and that. So that
I'm taking the gorilla.
you know what?
It's just hard. I'm just like going off of instincts and what would happen. And I also heard another interesting thing. My original thing was like 100 men because I was like, well, if they're able to get him to the ground and they just dogpile him, then you would suffocate them. But also, I read you had to have like a certain amount of pounds on them, right? But here's the thing: people would die too in suffocation. But that was my thing. Like, if everybody dogpiled him and he couldn't breathe at the bottom, like it's facing some dirt, would you be able to get there? Who knows? You might have to try another trial with another 100 men and another gorilla. But maybe if you did like take 100 men and a gorilla, and then you did that like 10 different times with different 100 men and gorilla,
oh my God.
we might get one win, but still, it's like I'm still taking the gorilla.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, so we got that floating around. So please still keep popping in with who you take, and not only that, as Skylar was saying too, throw out your sobriety dates, throw out your celebration dates, anything that you're celebrating. God, M2, there was one thing I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was. For M2, it'll come to me eventually. King Handsome's in the house. Whoa.
Oh, we didn't know we could pick King Handsome if he has his Timbs on. It's over. One.
Lori's in the house.
Lori's in the house.
All you're gonna hear is boop boop. Whoa.
He's gonna have all, and now that he's got Baby Woe, Baby Woe's gonna be in there. And to all of you that know King Handsome and Jazz had a beautiful, beautiful little baby girl, and congratulations to both of you. Yes, Caleb's indeed in the house.
Caleb said he's taking the gorilla.
I tell you, Caleb, good call.
Good call. Hey, whoa, who are you taking? 100 men versus a gorilla. I see we got Mama Page in the building as well. So, but who are y'all taking? 100 men versus a gorilla, hand-to-hand combat, no weapons. Drop it in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. And you know what? We always have some fun on here, and we go back and forth because recovery is all about
living
so many
life,
different stages,
enjoying life.
Yes, it's very serious. Yes, we take it very seriously, but as you can tell, we also have some fun. Caleb, I just celebrated 5 years clean a couple days ago. Caleb, congratulations. Well, let me pop you back on here. Where'd you go? There you go, brother. And since we're doing Caleb, that, and not to try to drown anything out in a negative concept or anything like that, but just another thing to throw out there for all of us is like lessons learned and all that stuff for people who serve some time, who have been
in the prison system,
who've been any type of time. It doesn't have to be 20, 30 years. I mean, any type of time that you've been locked up. What were any positives that you got out of being locked up, if there were any for you? And on the flip side of that, what were some of the worst times and worst experiences that you had as well?
Let's go for the positives first.
So first of all, let's go with the positives. So people who have been incarcerated for any amount of time, because I don't care if you get someone who's been locked up for a week, that type of mindset on that type of person could be just as traumatic than someone's locked up for 5 years. I mean, I don't know. But we'll just throw that out there for people who have been incarcerated for any amount of time. What were anything, if there was anything positive that you got out of that? Because I thought of that because I was thinking about you when it was like the last time you were in, when you're surrounded by all this negative shit and reasons to fail, that you sat on your bunk and you made a decision that, you tell it, man, because that's what made me think of this, that you took a positive.
First of all, shout out to Thomas on 7 years in December.
Congratulations,
my friend. Absolutely proud of you. I see a lot of guys saying, or a lot of people in the comment section saying they'll take the gorilla. John Acker says he'll take the mob. Nikki says she's walking the other way. So we are down to 99. We just lost. Thanks, Nikki. We love you anyways.
I'm following Nikki.
But no, a positive for me is I really got a chance. Prison saved my life. I have never been able to quit on my own outside of the system. The only time I've ever started getting clean time is on the outside, right? I Actually, one time I did on the outside, but it didn't last, and that makes sense. But check it out. So prison saved my life. It gave me an opportunity to get some clean time under my belt. It gave me an opportunity to think and analyze my life and realize this is not what I wanted for myself. Every night when I was walking across those tile floors in prison on the way to the urinal, I thought about it. And I know you're not supposed to count days, but I always did. And it sucked to count down 540 more days, 539 more days, 22 more weekends of changing sheets on the bed. Like I was always crunching numbers and maths and percentages and even down to the last 100 days. I remember being out on the track and I'm like, okay, we're 1% download. I could thought of it like a download, right? Once we reach the last 100 days, on the 100th day, I get out. The download is finally ready for release, right? But I always thought about that, and it really gave me put into consideration how much I was wasting my life. Like, dang, like I don't want to be here. I have goals and aspirations, and here I am sitting on the inside wasting my life. I know not everybody's able to do this, but I was able to realize, right, I have dreams and aspirations like a lot of us do. But me not chasing my dreams during my addiction really haunted me. And the fact that it might be reality that I might not be able to see these dreams come true or have a real shot. And so I thought to myself, while I'm in prison, right, the rest of the world is spinning, but we are on a standstill. And if I can't control when I get out, I can't control what's going to happen. I have to play the game and go through the system, right? I've committed my crimes. I'm paying my time. I'm paying my dues. And so I'm in there, but I realized one thing I can control. And this really gave me the power to prep myself for release. And that is the power of being able to control how I set myself up from when I get out. What was my mindset? What was my goals? What was the decisions I was going to make? Am I teetering back and forth? No. Like I'm 100% definite. Okay, and then if I'm 100% definite, there's no shortcuts, no half-assing it, no making excuses, no lying. Everything will be sacrificed for these dreams. And that is where I'm at right now. I mean, I would love to have kids, but I don't have kids because, I'm not in position to be able to afford them, and my dreams are in the right position to be able to have them right now. There's all these dreams I put off. And so when it came down to it, that's how I got clean. I didn't get clean to be in recovery. I thought it was corny. I thought it was cliche. I didn't want to do it. But one thing I did want to do is chase my dreams. And I was laying on that prison bunk, what you talking about. And I asked myself, what is my best shot at music? And that was easy. Well, no, it wasn't easy, right? But the one thing for sure, I asked myself, well, what's one thing that I haven't done before with my music? I've never done it clean and sober. Never done it. And so I told myself I really got to do it. No weekend warrior. I already know I can't do that. I'm an addict to the fullest. Like once I start, I'm getting tore up every single day. I absolutely love drinking, love smoking, love doing dope. Like I'm through and through an addict, right? And that's why I know I can't mess around. I played the tape for it. I've seen the results every single time I've done it. And so that was the decision that really allowed me it was really the vision that allowed me to make that decision that I need to do it clean. And I would have never have had that revelation if I didn't go to prison. That is absolutely the most positive thing that happened to me. It kicked me into gear. It got me straight. It prepped me for this world. So when I exited those gates, I was hungry. I was starving for success. Why? Because I sat in there for years thinking about when I get out, I'm going to do this. And then when I got out, I was like, what up? It's my time, right? And so I absolutely loved prison, not because of the situation, not because of the surrounding. The peers were cool, but I loved it because it gave me that kickstart that I needed that I would have never have got. I would say one of the downfalls of prison or negative things that happened was watching me waste my life away, right? Watching me waste my life away, knowing that the rest of the world moves on without you. But I do think those worst things, I have a tendency to turn my worst into positive. I always flip the perspective. So I really don't have too many bad things to say about prison. Besides it sucked, like having to deal with others, having to work all day for a damn dollar, working 5 days a week 2 weeks in a row, so 10 days just to be able to afford some gel slippers so I'm not walking on other people's shower, whatever they do in there. You know what I'm saying? You're walking on anything, not the last inmate left in there. You know, all that funk, right? Why do I have to work 10 days, full 8-hour shifts, just to afford some shoes that I could put on there, right? There were some setbacks, but ultimately it was good. What about you, Manny? Have you had any experience or?
Well, nothing.
night.
Or my time, I was like in and out stuff. I mean, it was like overnight, night or two, something like that. But here you're looking at a guy who would lock people up, man. One minute I'm wearing a badge, and I'm locking people up, and so a lot of the stories were from me being on the outside of the bars, looking in and hearing stories and stuff. But then, like, I was in my own prison, which was right here. And so mine wasn't necessarily behind bars. My prison was in here and in here because I knew I had the freaking drive, man. And I just didn't care. And, but I still remember hearing you talk about that because you hear so much about prison. And yeah, it's prison, man. It's not Club Med. There's a lot of terrible things. People die in prison. People get beat. People get raped. People get murdered. It's prison.
People also get a lot of connects in there. They come out a criminal. Now they got the real stuff information. Now they know how to get away with stuff or learn from others' mistakes without committing that crime, right?
Man,
it makes them a better criminal. But I had the advantage to take advantage of prison, right? And actually be able to rehabilitate.
Yeah,
that's what prison is supposed to be for, although it really is like, I don't want to get too deep into it. Obviously,
no. I had people that came on and would talk about it, and Stacks and some of these guys would tell their story. I can't remember a couple of the other ones, man. It's like, I was in for like a couple of weeks. Then I was in for a couple of months. I got out and I just jumped right back into the same thing. The one guest, he was in for 14 years.
Oh, yeah.
14 years. Got out. The next day, jumped into the same crowd, man. The next day, some of the people that I talked to that were guests on the show said the same thing. While they were in there, even though it was their fault for what they did, they were so mad against the system, the world, and everyone else that did me wrong, which they didn't do anything wrong. You did all, but they were just so pissed that I'm going to show you because, when I get out, I'm going to do twice as worse things. And then they wind up back again. Yeah, so that here you are, you were in that same ass prison, or not the same one, but you were in the facility going through all that. And that's why I thought about that question is what. So for anyone watching, man, that has been incarcerated, just like Skylar, man, is there something positive that you're able to take out of it? And of course, what was a negative? So if anybody wants to chime in with that, please do.
Absolutely. We'll definitely highlight it on the screen. We'll go ahead and read it out loud. Nikki, thank you for tuning in. She said she's got to go, but she loves us. Nikki, we absolutely love you as well. I see I see Heidi. Look at Heidi.
She said
you think she's slick. You see that F?
Oh, that's right.
She said I'm on YouTube again, but it says you're on Facebook. So
Heidi.
Trying to trick us.
Always good to see you, Heidi. Agnes is in the house as well. Again, King Handsome and Little Woe. Play the tape all the way through, Heidi says. Yes, play the tape. Don't skip it. Play the tape. Oh, King Handsome, he's got you.
100%. I'm grateful, man. She's my angel. I love her. She's I don't know what I would do without her. She makes me so happy. She's so annoying sometimes. She's so needy, but it's
like
funny,
a kid,
right? And it's crazy because she's always messing with me. Like we'll be working out and we'll be doing like planks and different things. She's coming up, diving on our fingers, trying to bite our fingers, and all types of. Every time we get in the workout room, she's always doing all types of things. I absolutely love her. Woe said, when I was locked up, the best thing about jail was Sunday to give you the real breakfast. Other than that, I didn't learn anything from being in there. On Sunday, they had real breakfast.
Yeah,
I could go for some real breakfast. Hey, and Woe, you wanted to do a show. Woe Express wanted to do a show one time where they would invite guests on, and they would have breakfast. The guests got to pick like whatever breakfast they wanted, and they would sit down and chop it up. So it's funny that I remember you saying that a few years ago, and now you were telling me the best thing about prison was Sundays because of breakfast.
See that? Now we can see the logic behind it. We got you, Whoa.
I see you, bro. You were marinating thinking about that show.
We got you. Mm-hmm. And Agnes, thank you so much. And you're pretty awesome too, man. My last time, wait, what do we got here? They gave me 30 months. I ended up doing 20 months. I'm good. Well, hey, there you go. Like Skylar said, take the positive wherever you can.
Yep. I think I did 20 months on my last time. Yeah, we did. We talked about this. Well, I did 20 months on my last sentence. I got 24 months, but I ended up only doing 20. I got out on trans leave, and then I got like a month kicked off or whatever good time they gave me. But yeah, it's crazy. Me and Woe's story have a lot of similarities. You know, just like our me and your story, Manny, from like our kidneys all the way, you know, to being shot at, to you know, being stabbed, all types of things, right? The only difference is you actually like the bullet actually touched you and the knife actually like went through you, right? Mine, I got lucky both times, but there are a lot of similarities. So it's crazy when you have your people and like just like when we're at the cabin, Manny, you were just zoned in on wrestling, and I was like, this mother, right? Of course he likes wrestling. We get along, and I'm obsessed with like all the old wrestling, the golden ages, the attitude era.
Which was my time
anymore, like the new stuff, but the old stuff, oh, absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, we were when we were in Oregon, man. We were just going over shit, talking, and next thing you know, had something on flipping through the channels, and it was dark. One of those, you know, one of those. Yeah. And we're sitting there. Next thing you know, it was on. And next thing you know, 4 hours later, it's still on. The only time we left, the next day stuff. The only time we left was because it was shit weather. The last couple, it was all the rain, but we did leave the TV to make it to the table to play Monopoly.
Oh, well, there goes, bring it up again.
You thought my life rule was Monopoly domination. Don't you quit playing around, man.
I remember Skylar was like, hey, man, let's play Monopoly. It's shit weather. We're like, oh, and it's been so long since I played. I was like, all right. But I mean, I do like board games too. And I was like, but it's been so long. I didn't really remember all this stuff. Yeah. And the first trip around, I think you got to go around once. And so I go and I land, and Skylar's next to me. He goes, oh, you fucker. And I'm like, what? He goes, boardwalk. You're like, oh, because I remember that's good. And then the next one, Park Place, and he's just like threw his cards up.
Game's over.
Yeah,
game's over. Hey, we still had to make him stretch out the beating for a few hours.
Yeah, right? We did.
Oh
yeah,
my god, him and
fun.
Kayla and OG, because it's been so long. They're like, okay, I'm out of money, but I got property. So it's like I want to mortgage this and this and this, and they're doing all this scamming. And then Skylar goes, all right, Kayla, I'll sell you this for this amount. And then she's like, wait, you need me. I don't need you. How much? And he's like, this amount. She's like, no, this amount. And Skylar's like, no, I'll give you this, like with a little bit of attitude.
Never gives it to me.
Kayla goes like
ever. Anytime we do anything, unless we're on the same team, she never lets me off easy because she knows I talk my shit. If I win, everybody will. I will never let anybody forget, right? Especially if it's like a friendly game. I'm always talking smack because I'm a smack talker, right? And so Kayla she loves to watch me squirm as I'm just bleeding out.
And she did too, because she sat there at that last offer. Yeah, went back and forth. I'll give you this amount. And then there's a counter. And then no, this amount. And then another counter. So it was back to Kayla. And Skylar was just like, like he thought he had it one up on her. And she's sitting there just like this. No. Now she's like, ooh. I mean, I got cold. It was like, damn.
At the end of the day, we knew Manny was gonna beat us, but we also realized he was getting up there on age. So we figured if he's gonna put us through pain, we're gonna make him sit at this table for 3 or 4 hours, and his back will not forgive him the next day. So ultimately, he paid the sacrifice, but he did walk away the winner.
And then the thing that was driving him crazy, especially OG, was everyone that was playing.
Oh, yeah.
They had, and of all things, OG was the banker. Everyone had their money in nice little piles. And then so when everyone had to pay, it was just like, take this 100, take this 20, take this. Mine looked like kindling for a bonfire. It was.
I was about to say, did you think yours was in a nice pile, man?
Oh, it was it looked, and all I heard was like everyone would look like, will you, OG, will you? And she'd lean over like, don't touch it. and she's like, well, we need this, and I'm digging through it all, and she's like, well, we need ones, we need tens. Oh, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Definitely did. I enjoyed it. I see Woe in the comment section. He said, Rezo, I would love to do another basketball game when I'm in Portland. What do you think? Do you remember last game where me and Britta got beat to hell by you and LeBron, aka Rob Lee? Yeah, I remember beating you. I'm glad you finally admit that.
It's just like, how could you not remember that when you win?
No, they beat us. They beat us. I did bust Britta right in the mouth though, and made his mouth all bloody.
It's not a part of something.
It's funny. So you don't know Ron Leave. He's a big supporter of anybody doing anything in the Portland area. And he was talking smack for years about he would beat Woe in a game of basketball. So we're at Pig in a Blanket here in Portland having some breakfast. We got about 20, 30, probably about 30 of us. All the Woes are sitting there. We're all having breakfast. We took this whole restaurant over. And we're sitting there. We're having breakfast. And Ron starts running his damn mouth about how he's going to beat it. And so Woe was like, all right, let's do it. So we're like, all right, now we got to find a court. So we find a court. We're with Valerie Nelson. Me and Valerie and Kayla, we're running. We're grabbing energy drinks. We're grabbing waters. We're grabbing, what is it? We had to go grab a basketball. So shout out to my guy, Ron Lee. So he calls himself LeBron because his name is Ron Lee. But if you move the words around, it spells LeBron.
Okay.
Right? LeBron. It wouldn't be LeBron, but it's LeBron, right? Because his name's Ron Lee. And so, bless his heart, Ron thought he was doing something. So Ron always talks about he's MVP of his league. He puts up 20, 30 points. And my man Ron, so he didn't care to tell us that he plays in the Special Olympics, right? And that's the league he plays for. And so you know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, you put up 20, 30 points on them. All right, let's do it. So I took Ron's teammate. And so it was me and Ron versus Britta and Woe. And so it was a crazy game. We did get beat, but don't act like, hey, I almost broke out of my shoes. I hit him with a spin move between the legs, backwards, and I was chunky like I am now, out of shape, lungs on fire. And we did get beat. It was funny because Ron was playing and Ron was going up, right? And Woe was just put him in a headlock, just had him in a headlock, grabbing him. And Ron's getting actual pissy. He's like, get off me, get the fuck off me, get off me, trying to break loose. And Woe just got just right. And Ron's trying to get open, and he's doing that. And I'm just gassed because now I got to do the whole work. I'm not passing to Ron. You know what I'm saying? And so we had a fun time. Woe. So I know you got the music video on the 29th. I know you got the show on the 28th. Me and Kayla will be at that show. We'll rock with you. I did want to see how long you were going to be in town because I know AC's probably coming with his lady, and I wanted to do a collective artist hangout. Whoa. I wanted to have me, Kayla, AC, his girl, and you over here, and all of us just make a quick album together, a quick EP, 3 to 5 songs. We could have people out in the backyard of our house shooting music videos or down the street, whatever. We could have some artist over here performing. I don't care if we have till 2, 3, 4 a.m. The only thing is we're not set up to house anybody. So as long as you got a hotel or Airbnb, you go back and shower and eat. We could run this marathon. So I would love to knock out that EP while you guys are here. But also, if there is time and we figure out your schedule, we might be able to maybe see if we can get a 3v3, 4v3, see if anybody from the community wants to come out and play a game with us. Just because I don't want to get dumped on. You put Ron in a little headlock and it's me gassed out, looking embarrassed again, trying to run down the court. That shit's rough. I'll tell you what. To be a smoker, out of shape, chunky, playing basketball, and you're keeping up with Woe and Britta. Britta's 150 pounds. I'm dead. He's sprinting. I'm sprinting. I'm out of it. And I don't have the heart to quit. So I'm just like paying for it. And it hurts miserably. You know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's all fun games, man, till something gets broken. That's usually me. And man, when you get gas, it's like you said, with you running with your lungs and shit. I remember
As a
people
6
don't
Wednesday.
realize too, like basketball, of course, man, you're running.
yeah.
But I remember that buddy of mine, Billy Nighthawk, the wrestler that wrestled ECW and all that, the one that I actually had
Yeah,
3
yeah.
matches with. I remember being so nervous, and the last match we did was like 27 minutes.
Hold on. So if you
Mhm.
guys don't know, if you guys follow wrestling at all, you got like WWF, which turned into WWE, but they also had WCW and ECW,
Mhm.
right? ECW is more hardcore. That's where you see like all the barbed wires. That's where you see the crazy chair shots, all the explosives. ECW is like an indie market, but it is insane and became worldwide known. So Manny is saying for 3 matches, he was out there in ECW wrestling. Go ahead. I just want to
It was my buddy.
Well
my buddy,
done,
yeah,
well
Billy
done.
was the one that was so he was actually doing a match, and one of my buddies that I worked with, we all worked together, and Jimmy was like, "Man, come on, I want to do a match," and Billy's like, "Well, we could do a run-in match, which is basically those matches where they announce him, we come out there, and Jimmy would do like one move, and then Billy beats the shit out of him for like 6-7 minutes, and then pins him. So that was going to be the match. Well, a week before the match, Billy comes up to me. He's like, "Man, Jimmy's going to bail, but I already told the promoter, and he wants you to be part of it." Well, I was having knee surgery like 2 weeks after this, or I had to have knee surgery. I'm like, "Billy, I can't do much." He goes, "Well, just be the evil manager." So I go in there, and it was insane. I had such a good time. I can't remember why we brought this up, but being gassed.
Yeah.
But so I did the first match, and I wasn't even supposed to get involved, just be there. I couldn't resist, so I ended up jumping in and doing some shit. The promoter loved that little bit that I did with Billy, and they all thought that we were trained and shit. Because if they find out you don't have any training, and these wrestlers who have been doing this shit, they'll fuck you up, man, because you're going to take their job. So I ended up doing another match. I ended up doing like 3 more. And then the last one was the Darren McCarty Foundation from the Wings, and 27 minutes. And I remember the one before that was like 14 or 15 minutes. And you're in the ring. And I didn't know what getting blown up meant, or being blown up or gassed. And I was like, what? And it's like, you can't breathe. I'm like, I'm going to be in this ring doing these moves. I started hyperventilating. I was so nervous and all that your lungs, I felt that when you played this whole game, I experienced in a matter of minutes. And I got to experience a choke slam, a power bomb. He wanted to tombstone my ass. I said no. A chair shot after chair shot, went over the ropes into the crowd. I had a freaking ball. And 2 weeks later, I had surgery. A month and a half after that, I got back in the ring and did the 27-minute match with Billy. It was insane. But when you were talking about your lungs, that reminded me. I was like, oh, yeah. And now I get gas just bending over, putting on my socks. Like,
he gets gas. He gets gas collecting money from having Park Place nowadays.
Oh, yeah. It's like, why are you out of breath? I'm counting my money.
Yeah.
I'm building these hotels right here, baby. Hold on.
It's pretty bad. I'm trying to lean over to grab. What was I? You were you were a ship. I think you were
I was a dog.
You were the dog. Kayla was a penguin. Or was I a penguin? I was the cat. I was the cat.
You were the
cat. Susie.
I'm sitting there trying to lean over, and I made it, and I stopped. I'm like, what the hell? I looked up. Oh. My belly.
Yeah, Kayla was the dog. I was the penguin.
Oh, that's right. And OG was the ship. That was. I tell you what. That was. It was a long game, and you guys said no, it wasn't. It was
actually the abbreviated version.
It was the short version.
Short version.
Uh-huh. You couldn't collect the pot and park in place. There were certain rules put into place where you wouldn't be able to stack up money and be able to survive hits. Yeah, Monopoly games could be 8, 10, 12 hours.
It was cool.
We got ours done in like 3 to 5, maybe. I know we had some breaks.
Well, yeah, because didn't we have dinner in the middle of it?
We ate.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
OG
man,
had
that
the
was-
bacon on the table going. She had it going.
Babe, of course.
Mhm.
I just
We
made
got my
some
man
bacon
Tim
before we
in the
got in here.
building.
Tim Sheehan. Tim Sheehan.
Yeah,
What's up,
yeah.
guys? How you doing, Tim? Welcome to the party.
Mhm.
And Tim, we've got a question for you. One silverback gorilla versus 100 men. Who you taking? You taking 100 men? Or you taking one silverback gorilla? Tim,
No weapons.
what do you think?
No weapons. And hold on. Shout out to Chan Drix.
Chandrick.
Watching from Saudi.
Oh,
Wow. You
Congratulations.
go,
Thank you
boy,
for tuning
man.
in.
Well,
Uh,
Chad.
But here's
All
the
right,
thing,
Chad.
though.
Same question.
Yeah, who would win? 100 men versus the gorilla? We don't know. We don't know.
Man, so far
I
we've
side
got
with the
gorilla.
gorilla, though.
Shout, Chad, shout. Oh, okay. That's the same one. But yeah. Yeah, I was just saying, went back to that gorilla talk. That still cracked me up. But other than that, man, oh, I know. I kept looking down to it said May 17th. I go, it's the 7th. May 17th, that's because Tim said gorilla. May 17th is important because that is the date where the tour's starting back up again. You want to tell everybody what's going on?
Yeah, so May 17th is our Road to Recovery tour, the official first date. We are having it here. Oh my God. I don't have my phone on me. I will share more info next week and I'll be posting along this week because I don't want to butcher the event, but I know it's a barbecue. And it's going to be an NA get together, usually a few hundred people, if not more. So make sure you guys come out. There's going to be speakers and everything like that. And then me and Kayla will be taking over the music section. So come on out. Here's some great music. Here's some great recovery. And also grab yourself some food. I wish I had the address on me. I gotta be prepared for these type of things. But guys, it's kicks off tour. So our main first out of travel visit is gonna be early June in Montana. I know we have a few shows before then. Like I said, May 17th is a cool date. Also, we have a few somewhere in the 20s that are gonna be popping off. I know we're doing like Alice Middle School to end the year there. They always make us feel like the Beatles when we're there. The kids are absolutely incredible. They are, bro. They freak out. You run through the crowd, they're like, ah! Like it is insane. Have you seen that video where like all the kids are screaming?
Yep.
That is Alice Middle School. We get the privilege. It's going to be our third year going in there and doing an end of the year assembly for them. It's a really cool thing, guys. So the Road to Recovery tour, our mission is we bring recovery through live music and testimony into jails, prisons, and institutions and rehabs. It is an incredible thing. We have so far done 88 stops on tour. This is our 4th year doing it. We are super excited, guys. A few of our sponsors, All City Print. We also got Steve's Garage. Kayla's mom's going to go ahead and be sponsoring it. We got Kim Willer is going to be sponsoring it. I will get all the sponsors and everything. All the tour merch is going to be coming together, getting out there. We got a lot of exciting dates. So I know we're waiting for a few solid tie downs, but so far we have Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Virginia, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I feel like I'm missing states. But that's some of the states we're going to at least be hitting, guys.
Hey,
so we're going to be all over everywhere.
Man, and one thing besides all that stuff is one thing that you said, too, about one of your stops with that school, with those kids. That is so important, man, because we always talk about, recovery and everything that goes along with it and different ways to approach it. And the one way is start as young as you can, man. And by you doing what you're doing with your music, your message, and everything else, getting their attention at that age, that's what we need. That's what we need, man, to get, when you wait till grade school, you're too late, man. You wait till junior high.
Forget it.
But so by doing with the schools, the grade schools, that is great. And we got Jace Hall is in the house and said,
Shout out Jace
"Phew,
Hall.
I'm here now. What are we talking about?" Well, if you really want to know, Jace, here you go. We've got a question for you. First of all, if you've got anything you're celebrating, sobriety date, birth date, divorce date, whatever date,
Hell yeah.
throw that out there. Or if you had one silverback gorilla, 100 men, who's going to win? We
No
threw
weapon.
that question out there, and we got Tim was the last one who picked a gorilla. So we're just throwing that out there as well, Jay. So in a nutshell, and another one was
if you've been to prison and you've
yes.
been locked up, what is something positive that you could take away from it? Also, what is some of your negative experience that you experienced while being locked up?
So, Jace,
we
there
basically
you
gave
go.
a rundown. Everybody's siding with the gorilla. People are dropping their clean dates, their recovery dates. Tim says I'm gonna be in Nebraska in October. I broke it down. Basically, it gave me a chance to get my life together while I'm in prison. Some of the takeaways, some of the negatives is that you had to wait, you had to play under certain rules and play the games. Tim said
Jim.
6/13/2009. We do recover.
Oh, it actually. This here just reminded me of something. This was for Tim. Those of you who saw, we got. I've always got something going around in this crazy head, and it started just the same way with me and Skylar. My good brother from Denmark. His name is Thomas Guffey Vistagard. He is also known as the Sensitive Biker. Check him out. He's all over the place. He is currently in Thailand. He was on my brother Bill Stack's show, Chad with Stacks. And I've been following Thomas for years. And I remember watching his stuff, and it was just unbelievable. His story and everything. We started chatting, and long story short, he said he was going to come on the show. And just like with Skylar and myself, when we were talking of the show, it just clicked. And it was like, this is not a one show and done opportunity. Next thing you know, Music and Mayhem was formed. Here we are every Wednesday, just rocking it. Myself and Thomas, both bikers, both with stories unbelievable, just like all of us. Well, he's in Thailand now. He's getting flown all over, doing interviews, shows, movies, everything. And so we're talking. I said, dude, with your background and the biker world, mine, what you're doing now, I said the same thing I said to Skylar. Man, let's do a show. Let's do this. And he's like, I'm all in. And so we are doing a show. It's called My Brother's Keeper, a biker's podcast. It's in literally the first stages. Tim Schneider from Talking Trash, big shout out to you, helping out with some stuff as far as a promo and what you're doing. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there because things are always in the works. The more, just like Skylar said, the more that we could get the word out there, the more people we could reach in different ways, music, with podcasts, with events, whatever it takes. So that's what we're going to do.
Tim Sheehan's left.
I see some answers. Jace Hall said HFT.
Of course, depends on
the quality of men. Are we talking about 100 white collar men? Then no, I don't think so. But if you put 100 blue collar construction doing what you type of manly message men out there, then yeah, probably.
All right, Jace. I tell you what, you're in the minority, brother.
He said if we're talking 100 convicted drug addict men that know how to use anything they can grab as a weapon, then yes. But these are out there, 100 gentle parenting prissy pants out there. No, I don't think so. See, there's so many variables. There's so many variables.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. And I like that you said that, Jace, because technically there's supposed to be no weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, like I said,
rocks, sticks.
If you're not butt naked, right? Because you can't tell a gorilla not to use no weapons. If he sees a rock, he might just bang you in the head with it, right?
Hey,
he might
there's anything there, it's fair.
Take some heads off.
No such thing as a fair fight.
Like I said, if you're butt naked, you might not have no weapons. But if you have clothes, you might be able to stuff enough pair of jeans in, or shorts, or soles of shoes into his mouth where he can't chomp down. You might be able to create some ties and be able to restrain him with your shirts, right? There's so many things. I know it's supposed to be no weapons.
Well, he's probably going to be choking on skulls and arms and feet. That'll be.
Yeah.
I did see one guy who they said would be the end all of this discussion. They said he has spent most of his life with gorillas out in the wildlife, and which is probably like 30 or 40 years of experience. He thinks if the men were dedicated enough, he thinks the men could take them. And the reason why he says is because the gorilla could probably wipe out 20, 30 men, be exhausted, right? Because we are talking about stamina here. Be exhausted, get a second wind, and then probably wipe out another 20 or 30 men. But then after that, he might be out. There might be no more juice left in the tank.
And not only that, too.
Apart 60, 70 men.
Yeah, and not only that, too, man. You don't forget, too, man. Even though, a lot of us aren't all there, if you walk in there with a strategy and you could come up with, once that damn thing starts, the strategy's out the window. Once you see someone's head, and their lips are still moving as they're screaming and all this shit. But yeah, you know what? I gotta throw this up there, man, because Danny Gibson, where have you been, my brother? We have been so worried about you and Katie and the kids and all that. Man, so good to see you. And sending you nothing but positive thoughts and prayers and love to you, Katie, the kids. Glad that you are here.
I think 100 Dan Gibsons versus a gorilla, he's going to get her done.
I tell you what, after his determination, him and Katie, hey, you know what? Skylar will be right there. Where are you at? I'm 9 hours away. You ain't coming. I'm on my way.
18 hours.
On my way.
Thank you, Dan. We love you.
Tim Sheehan's got a prison thing.
Who does?
Tim Sheehan.
We'll mess around and find out.
When I was in prison. Is it?
It might not be popping. It's not popping up on our end yet. Go ahead and read. Hold on. When I was in prison, I had 2 years. When I was in prison, I met a guy who got me back into reading the Word.
There you go.
There you go. Congratulations, brother. And I just saw this from my brother John. I'm in the hospital for an infection in my jawline, waiting to see if I'm being admitted. Well, John, God bless you, brother. Definitely sending prayers to you and everybody. Anyone and everyone, that goes without doubt. But God bless you, brother. Hope you feel better and they get that infection under control.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Here's Danny again.
Isn't Mike Tyson, go back to the gorilla thing about the plan? Didn't Mike Tyson say everybody has a plan till they get hit in the mouth?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's so true, because I remember some crazy shit, boy. And when you got time to think, that's one thing. But when literally that fight or flight kicks in and you see shit
that first arm not you normal. See gets ripped off, you are going to be traumatized and you are about to be so afraid. You're not thinking, okay, this gorilla's swinging at me. I'm going to duck down and leg swipe him. No, you see a couple heads go rolling off the shoulders.
Yeah,
and you see that arm swinging, you are running.
People that are being dismembered and the shrieks and the screams and all that. Just like, you hear these stories. Well, if we want to go firsthand shit, man, people that are dealing with PTSD, which unfortunately I deal with, you see and hear stuff like people that are just everyday people sometimes see horrific stuff, car accidents, come upon murder scenes. Like if you walk, whatever it is that you see, but if you are a first responder, you're obviously a lot more exposed to have something like that happen. If you are in that field, if you're in the military, if you're in that type of field. But like for myself, man, there's a lot of things I wish that I could close my eyes and completely never see again. But when you see such horrific things, it's not only just the visual, it's all the senses, the stuff you see, the sounds, the smells, everything about it. That's why PTSD is so absolutely horrific, because when mine hits, I am right back to that same situation. I can still see everything and feel it and smell it and hear it. It's just horrific. So yeah, when you get into that, your plan, here's our plan. You go left, you go right. I'm going to go up the center. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do, until all of a sudden this arm gets ripped off partially and then he takes part of the guys, and so it's that shock and awe. It's like, huh?
You gotta
Okay.
remember too, we are
Oh.
humans. I know we like to think
Exactly.
we're machines
Exactly.
or animals, but when you get a real animal instincts in there, like people joke around, but this gorilla was raised in the jungle. We talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about joking around about fair fight. They're chunks, like you said about
twice as
their
strong as a
pounds
gorilla.
when you bite.
1400 psi.
Oh my God! I mean, Susie bites me, and I get little sissy, and that's Susie the Wonder Dog. You know,
Oh my God!
Oh man, are you crying? Yeah, Susie bit me.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. I just can't think. Not saying it's impossible, but 9 times out of 10, if not a even higher percentage, the gorilla's gonna win.
Oh,
I think it's possible for the humans to take them, but is it gonna happen? No, most times not.
Maybe if he chokes on someone's femur.
Yeah, anything could happen. You don't know. You do not know, right? Maybe he has a heart attack. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he falls and breaks his leg early on in the fight and it's done with. It's like we do not know.
Yeah.
Tim says, "Well, I'm going to spend some time with my sweetheart. Love you guys. We love you too, Tim. I appreciate you. Oh, and Tim, I keep on forgetting. If you guys are booking the flights, awesome. But if I'm supposed to be booking the flights or looking out for flights for October, please send me a message so I can make sure I do that. I keep forgetting who's supposed to do what. So I'm grateful, Tim. Grateful.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
And now, do we
my
have a
God.
video that we're supposed to?
Well,
Yes,
yeah, we're
yes,
gonna end up,
yes,
but with
song.
that as well, we talking about stuff that's going on with flights and all that. It is going to be a hectic, like May 17th, starting off the recovery tour with Skylar, excuse me, and Kayla. Next week, we are going to be back in the air. We are heading to New York 15th, and we are going to see hanging out with Coach and Mimi for a day. Going to be out enjoying the weather and boating and all that. We've got some events going on, recording and shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and flying back Monday of next week. June 6th and 7th, we're off to Athens, Alabama with our one and only sister, Lori, for the Addiction Eviction Rally in June. August, you can see his hoodie right there, the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation, again with Coach on August. In August. But we're all going to be there. Skylar, Kayla, King Hans. I mean, we're all going to be there and having a hell of a time. So
I'm excited.
And also, Skylar's got the dates and all that, so we'll be throwing those up there as well for our next show. But we have a brand new song.
Brand new song. It's not even out yet. It's not even out yet. It drops next Monday. Yeah, it's just a song, so I just put a picture up so I could upload it to YouTube.
Cool.
1 second. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Hold on.
Oh, shit. It's already.
Time going fast, Manny. That gorilla
that gorilla, I knew that thing was going to go because it was just like, most of it was just me and you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, indeed. So this right here is called Lift Me Up. Brand new song, not out yet. Here it is right then. Lift Me Up. All right. Hold on. Let's make sure we get full.
I'm going to mute this.
It's not playing, is it? No, huh? No, it's not. Hold on. We got to share screen the other one. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I don't think it was playing. Then lift me up. There we go. Here we go. All right. Let's get it.
Lift me up. Make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we seize the day. Run away together, going all the way. Lift me up. Make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we seize the day. Run away together, going all the way.
Baby, I'm trying, lately I'm dying. Look in my eyes, I'm crying. I'm hoping you find a reason to stay. I made you this song, please push play. Remember the day I asked you out. When I make it from rapping, I'ma cash you out. Like, look at this house, it's a castle now. Fix your brow, wipe your tears. Look no further, I'm right here. Got you like, yeah, in the middle of the winter. My attitude bitter, got you wondering if you can do better. I'ma do better. It's funny cause I had it mapped out till you showed up and I blacked out. And I started acting wild, now you wanna back out. But baby, don't, I'll cut the crap out. If you miss a person I was, I'm back now. You say I changed, I'm acting strange. I'm in the rain, feeling this pain. Maybe insane, baby, I'll change. Baby, I'll change, baby, I'll
Lift me up, make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we save the day. Run away together, going all the way. Lift me up, make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we save the day. Run away together, going all the way.
Baby, I'm trying on the inside down. Chills down my spine, trying to let you know. Hoping I don't gotta let you go, but I will just to watch you grow. Yeah, painful it seems. I'm having these dreams. It's playing the scene. I'm hearing these screams, and I don't know why. Till I see you walking down the aisle with a different guy. Then I wake up in cold sweats, not knowing what's next. Baby, just know that I'm trying my best. Baby, just know that I'm trying my best. I'm stressed. These problems, I lay them to rest. Your head on my chest, I'm losing my breath. I am just counting the time I got left. Thinking about all of our memories. Hoping you know you really do better me. I'm digging your energy, hoping you know you've been a friend of me. Ain't no offending me. Look at us go. We ain't gotta pretend to be. Baby, I'ma lift you up like there's 10 of me.
Make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we save the day. Run away together, going all the way. Lift me up, make me feel like I'm the only one that you love. Nothing lasts forever, so we save the day. Run away together, going all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Lift Me Up.
All right.
And from our man Danny, an amazing song. Can't put into words how amazing it really is.
Thank you,
That's-
Dan. I appreciate it.
Danny,
That's sweet.
Danny, it is so damn good to see your name up here. It has been a while, my brother. So
Yes,
don't be such a straight. And Jacqueline, we saw you just popped on.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's almost that time here, but
Thank you for
always
showing up.
you know we love you, man. The shenanigators. You know what? Since you just popped on, you want to ask her the question before we leave about
Yes.
who she's gonna take?
So check it out. So who would win? Okay. No weapons, hand-to-hand combat. One silverback gorilla versus 100 men. Fight to the death. Who would you choose?
Jacqueline, the choice is
Choose
yours.
your champion wisely. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Cousin Tony's on.
Batman.
Haley,
We want to know.
Haley's here.
Oh, we got Marie too.
Marie, how you doing, Marie and Haley? I have not Haley,
you, Heidi.
Haley. I hope all is well with you, honey. It has been a while, but I see Marie said hi to Haley, but I don't see Haley's name. Haley, we are not ignoring you for damn sure, but I just don't see your name.
I don't
on
see her
here.
name either.
Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Marie. Jacqueline, thank you guys so much. Heidi said, wow, that was awesome, Skylar. Jacqueline said, music is so amazing now that I've learned to listen to the words. Jacqueline also said gorilla, baby.
And Marie and Haley, if you're still in the house, man, what do you think? You gonna take 100 men, or are you gonna take a gorilla? What are you gonna do?
Hand-to-hand combat.
Hand-to-hand. It could be the next MMA. Where's Tyler at? Man, get Tyler on here.
He's a fighter, yeah.
Come on, Tyler.
Hey, one last thing about the gorilla thing is, remember, there is only so much real estate. It's not like 100 men could all grab them at once. You could maybe have 10 to 15 men tops on a gorilla. right? Everybody's thinking 100 men, like we're all just gonna grab them. It's like you think there's enough room for 100 men to grab a
No.
gorilla at once, right?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, he's probably dropping you down to 85 by the time you get a hold of him. But I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, man, the possibilities are just so you can just go so many different ways with this. Oh, we got John Ecker in the house.
Mm-hmm.
John Ecker, baby. Yeah, shoot me a message, John Booking, BOOKING, Skyler Ray, SKYLERRAY at gmail.com. Booking Skyler Ray. Go ahead and send me any beats there. I will definitely check them out. There's a lot of beats that I like that I just don't sound good on, so I will not touch them. So I got a gentle voice, so I got to figure out something that fits for me. So send them my way. I'll definitely check them out. Jacqueline said, "First man dies, the rest are gonna run."
There you go.
Well, like we were
Very
saying,
smart. Yeah.
shock and awe, man. That wasn't a
Mhm.
talk a tough game until you see that first, hunk of face just in the gorilla's
Oh,
chomping.
can you imagine? Hey,
Oh.
No,
just
no.
melts just
Mm-mm.
part of their head,
Oh,
just bitten. That gorilla's just beating on his chest, looking at everybody jumping erratically beside it. Oh God, he's getting out of there.
man. I tell you, and not to, I mean, I know we're going to be finished up here, but just going back to the things you see. I remember, like I said, going back to when I was with police and EMS, we had to go to the morgue, part of our classes
Training.
and stuff,
Mhm.
and identify, different crime scenes. And the stuff that we saw, man, just the crime scene, it's not just someone laying there with a bullet hole in their chest and they're dead. I mean, some of them, that is exactly what it is. But others are, I mean, I've seen it, just horrific stuff. People shot not once, but like 20, 30 times, stabbed multiple times, set on fire,
it's bloody.
chopped up with an axe, one person.
Mm.
And I got to see that. And so, yeah, when you see that shit, your mind,
you have
you
nightmares.
might be in, I'm going to kick ass mode until you start seeing some shit. And then it's like, I am going to run this ass mode.
Also, when you face to face,
But
everybody's tough behind keyboards, but as soon as you get in front of that gorilla, even if
Thank
there's
you.
nobody yet, do you want to be the first person? Because
This
guaranteed you're taking someone
is
down.
for you, Skylar.
It is for me. It is for me, Dan. It is coming along well. A little behind on production for. He's talking about our music is my DOC hoodies. A little behind on production on those, but those will be coming, and we will be getting them out this week. So thank you for your patience, Dan. Dan is a beautiful human individual that supports one of those hoodies. So thank you for your patience, Dan.
Mhm.
Dan and Kate. Dan, tell Katie we said hi, and along with everyone else. Let's see what's the last one here. My 12-year-old teacher just asked the class, dang near the same scenario. That's because that was about when they had it on the radio, Jacqueline. Everyone was asking that question.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, OG, you got any? Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Bam. You got anything you want to say before we sign off?
Just hi to Dominic and Remington.
I didn't see Dominic.
No, that's Dan's kids.
Oh,
Danny's kids.
Okay.
We haven't seen Danny in a while, so
man, OG making us look bad.
No, just
All right.
We send love to everybody.
That's right, and that means to all
Party
of you.
Cooper.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys definitely appreciate all of you being here as always, and don't
Smash the share
forget.
button real fast for us.
What's that?
Smash the share button for us real quick, please, guys.
Yes. Share. And don't forget, May 17th is starting up again of the We Do Recover tour.
Yay.
And more dates and all information coming as well. Yes, so until then, my brother, you got anything?
No, I don't have anything. But I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for always showing up and showing out. I love going back and reading your comments, the ones I missed. You guys are absolutely beautiful. Keep putting up the good fight. And remember, addiction is not a death sentence.
All right.
Exotic. Exactly. Yeah.
That too.
Exactly. Well, as always, brother, man, love you, appreciate it. And until next time, man, keep fighting that good fight. Let's see if I can hit the right buttons this time. All right, bam. And I almost see that. Hit the wrong one.
You almost played an outro video.
Do that. Set his outro, and we got Music and Mayhem again. Let's see you next time. Love you guys. Keep fighting good.
Addiction is not a death sentence.
You are now about to witness the greatest show on earth.
Music in Mayhem.
Music and Mayhem.
I'm Manny Vitale.
It's Skylar Ray, baby.
This is Music in Mayhem.